Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. It's grocery day again in my house, and oh my goodness, it's been a bit of a scramble. Welcome along if you're new here. I talk about all things related to keeping the budget low in the household. What I've been doing is keeping a track of what I spend at the supermarket and sharing that on YouTube, along with all sorts of different videos really related to how we live a very frugal life so that we can have what we consider an awesome life. What I was trying to do this quarter is kind of budget for all my expenses in advance. So I did that on the 1st of January. I'm now in the first week of March and I'm out of food money, as you can see. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I budgeted $1,250 for the quarter to spend on food. That was the equivalent of $100 a week. And today I am here to tell you that I have failed at that today. What I've spent in total today is under that, but over the entire quarter, I'm going to be over. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you how I gathered my money together, because when I went to this envelope, I had $95 left over. And that wasn't going to be enough for this fortnight shop. I've got another fortnight to do after that, so I'm kind of 3 weeks shy of being able to make this work. So my main thing is I want to stick to a $10,000 budget each quarter. How I allocate that, obviously I've not done it exactly as what was needed because I tried to predict too far in advance, so I won't be doing that again. So I'm going to take you through my binders and show you how I cobbled together the rest of the money. Now, if you're not new here and you have been following along for a wee while and just seeing how we're doing things, thanks so much for your support. It's really cool to have you guys here. It's keeping me super accountable. I feel like if I wasn't doing this, I would be a lot more prone to cheating and just taking some money out of savings or something like that. But because I know, lots of us are trying to kind of rein in the budget, I feel a bigger sense of responsibility to kind of stick to my guns and just go, okay, how can I make this work? Because I recognise that not everyone has the savings account that they can just pull from, and I want to, excuse me, I kind of want to prove that it's possible, even in these blimmin' really tough times, and they are tough, that it's still possible to live a good life, eat healthy, have some fun to look forward to, that kind of stuff. So let's have a look in these binders and see how I got it. So like I said, I had $95 left over in here. Then I went through each of my envelopes and just went, oh, what could I rejig? And this is something that I found really hard by doing my budget so far in advance. Even though I'm not poor, it makes me feel poor not having money coming in regularly. I get a lot more, good vibes from having a small amount of money coming in often and kind of allocating that than I do a big chunk of money coming in once, allocating it and then getting it wrong and then having to go back through envelopes and go, oh, maybe I don't need that, maybe I don't need that. It doesn't have such a good feeling. Like when you're building something up, that feels good. When you're taking it away, it feels bad to me. So anyway, I went through all these envelopes and went, okay, what can I kind of nick from? And the one I came to was this, grading. I only have one child doing needing money for that, so I took money out of there. I just popped them up so I would be able to remember to tell you where I did it from. So I got a bit of money out of there, and then I did the same thing here. It's all my money to go back to the bank, which I haven't done. I went through and went, okay, what can I take money from? I could have taken money from fun, but there's only $25 in there, and I'd like to do something this coming month that kind of finishes the month on a bit of a high. So I took money out of tickets. I took all the money out of tickets. Gone. And I also took some money out of pocket money And the reason I did that is because I allocated that also in advance, so $10 each per kid for the entire quarter. But I had 3 weeks where the kids didn't do their jobs, and I had paid them in advance for a period of time, and then they just stopped doing them. And I was like, come on guys, you know, got to help out, be a good family member, and they were like, oh, we're so busy, we don't want to do it. And I said, well, you know, part of your increase of pocket money was because you were going to do these extra jobs. Now that I'm working, the household is busier, And they were like, oh look, we just don't even care about getting our pocket money. We just want to get rid of those jobs for a few weeks. So I went, okay. And I kept the money. And I've taken it from there. There's enough there for them, $10 each a week. And, you know, as long as they do their jobs. So that's where the last bit came from. So off I merrily went with that money. And I didn't think it was going to be enough. So what did I do? I got this voucher here for Christmas. This was a gift I got in a card, and I was just saving it. What I was thinking I would do with it is at the end of the year, if I had still had it all intact, I was going to join the New World Christmas Club in December and then get kind of a bit of bonus money. But I have used it kind of just like as an emergency, I guess, a bit of extra. Yeah, so I won't be joining the Christmas Club in December. I imagine this will all be gone. So I've used part of it today, and I will use the rest of it in my next shop, because I'm also going to have to come up with probably $150 extra for my next shop as well. But anyway, that's a problem for another day. I'm not going to worry about that now. So, should we get on? Let me show you what I bought at the supermarket today. Okay, start off with, I've got 3 milks. I was buying 2 milks. That wasn't enough. So now I'm getting 3. For a long time we just drank plant-based milk. I really like that. Turns out not everyone else is such a fan. So those 3 milks came to $12.87. They're $4.29 each. That is just budget. Like, that is the real budget milk. But luckily in New Zealand, they all get processed by the same people. There's absolutely no difference in any kind of milk. There would be no reason to buy any other brand for any more money, because to be milk, you have to be 100% milk. So milk is milk, as far as I can see. If anyone else has an understanding of why they would be, you know, this would be $4.29 and another 2 litre with a different label on it would be $8. Please drop me a line. Got a chicken, $15.83 for this chook, and this is not the cheapest chicken because it's free range, but it's $10.99 a kg. So compared to the other types of chicken, that's a really good price per kg. And one chicken for us will give us 3 meals. We'll have a roast. We will have something else that is similar to like a chicken pasta bake or a chicken curry. And then I'll make soup as well from the carcass. So that will go quite far. And then I just got some standard mince. This is 1.2 kgs of mince for $20.42. And that will be halved. So that's 2 meals as well. Okay, next on to, I was actually going to do these in a bit of an order because I did want to point something out to you. So let's pop the meat over there and just forget about that for a second. So eggs, I've got 2 lots of these, 2 lots of big packs. So there's 36 eggs there, and they were $12.79 each. So $25.58 for the 2 of those. Now my favourite thing, butter, of course. I'm not even going to say anything. If you've been watching along for a long time, you'll know what I want to say, but I'm just saying it to myself in my head. So 2 lots of butter, and that 500 grams of butter is $7.69 each, so $15.38 for that. And then a 1 kg block of cheese, volumetric, that is $11.85. Eek! That is insane. Oh my goodness, I said it out loud. This is what I said, I wasn't going to say it. So, we've got eggs. So this is for a fortnight. What I'm going to do is I cut this butter in half and put half out today and half out midweek. Somehow that just makes it last the entire week. If I don't do that, this kind of feels like it will be gone by, you know, like 4 days time or something. I don't use this for baking anymore. I used to use butter for baking. Now I use oil because at the food co-op last year I bought 10 kgs of sunflower oil, so organic sunflower oil. So I'm definitely powdered milk and oil into my baking now, not $7.79 butter. So just to illustrate, let me put these back here. So for these things here, eggs, butter, milk. This is for a fortnight, but I don't even think that would be unreasonable if that was a family of 4 having that a week. There's nothing fancy, there's nothing kind of unnecessary. I would say this is all very, as long as you're not a vegan, then most people would think this is kind of good food, right? Eggs, milk, butter, cheese. $65.48 just for that. I think that's a lot. I don't know if other people agree. Or do I just need to get over it and just go, okay, that's just the new normal and stop fighting it. Just accept it and get on with it. But I'm struggling. I have to say, I'm really struggling with that. Okay, I'll show you what else I got. Bit of coffee for my husband. That's $7.79 for coffee. I actually got more tins of tomatoes, but I'll talk about that in a second. So I got those 2 tins of tomatoes. I went to make something the other day and I went to grab tomatoes and there weren't any. So they're $1.05 each. I need to write that on there, don't I? It was $7.79. And that's $1. Did I say 9 or 5? Oops. $1.05. Then I got some broccoli. That was $1.29. Now I'm super grateful. Our garden is pumping at the moment. There is so much food coming out of it. Broccoli is not one of those foods though, and I just had a bit of a hankering for broccoli, so I bought it. $1.29. I'm okay with that. We are also not growing capsicums. These are $1.49 each. You can tell they're already a little old though. You get them home from the supermarket and already the skin's starting to go a bit wrinkly. But they're a lovely colour. And we have lots of tomatoes at the moment, lots of carrots, lots of greens, lots of onions, lots of potatoes, lots of beans, lots of peas. But I didn't even put these in the ground this year. I've grown them before and I will get like 1 capsicum. And I thought, oh, it's just not worth the space or the effort. So those 2 there were $2.98 together. I got a tin of tuna. It's $2.99. I got this. This is not actually how it came. It didn't have this big rip. That was because my husband went to put it away and I went, no, I haven't done my video yet. But it was taped up and that was on sale because of that for $5.49. I had actually already gone through Grocer, the app, or the website, doesn't have to be an app, to find out where the best price toilet paper was compared to Pack and Save versus New World, because I knew I was going to go and use my voucher today, my New World gift card thing. And this toilet paper which we buy was actually a better price at New World than it was at Pack and Save. So I wasn't planning to buy this at all, but this was still 50 cents cheaper than New World, so I went for it anyway. Now everything else I got, 5 of these. It's the buns again. They're really If you can get these good ones that have 16 buns in a packet, they're good value. If you get one that's just 6, then it's not such good value. But they had lots of these today, and they're normally $8.49. And what I will be doing today is going through, so the kids each take 2 buns to school for their, you know, as part of their lunch, and then they might have a muffin and, I don't know, some fruit. Well, to be fair, they often don't pick the fruit to take along, but there will be muffins or bliss balls. There'll be other little snacky things, but they take 2 buns as like their main sandwiches. So I'm going to put those into smaller bags and just have 4. So that's actually 4 school lunches. We don't eat these during the weekend, and we make our own bread, which they eat for toast in the morning if they want that rather than cereal. So that's pretty good. $2, 4 lunches, done. So I got 1 of those, 2 of those, 3 of those. So that's 12 lunches. I got these Turkish rolls, which are normally $5.49, and I like them. Like if I was going to make a soup or something and serve that either for lunch in the weekend or, you know, maybe a Sunday night dinner, something like that, they're nice to have with it. And then I got one sweet, so a Boston bun. Yum. So I've added that, so that's $10. I kind of set myself the budget of $10 worth of these baked goods, but only, like I wouldn't get $10 worth if they were all these, because that just wouldn't go very far. Whereas these feel like good value, and they take a little bit of pressure off us, and the kids like them, so it's kind of win-win. So that there was like my first shop, if that makes sense. I went through there, and that cost $134.57. And I was like, oh, actually that was better than I thought. So I was like, yeah, I'll have some money left over for next week or next fortnight when I next come shopping. Then I put it away in the car and I thought, oh, that's right, I was meant to get pasta and I hadn't got that. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back in. But as with all things, you go back in and then you see other things and, you know, then you buy them. So this was my second shop. I'll just move these things over a wee bit. So then my second shop, I got 5 lots of pasta. So they're really good. That's a whole meal. If I do one of these and make a bake out of it with a little bit of meat and a cheesy kind of sauce, that's pretty much what we would eat for an evening, and then have a salad or something along with it. But that's a good one of those. They're not very expensive. They're more expensive than they used to be. What are they? $1.59. They used to be $1. So $7.95 all up for that pasta. I got, okay, now this is kind of impulse buying. I got just some sushi seaweed, because I thought, oh, we haven't had sushi for ages. That's $2.99. It was on sale. And variety is the spice of life. I think sometimes, like we're not really like foodies, you know, like we can eat quite plain food and we can eat the same things quite regularly and not be bothered by it. But every now and then, it's just nice, instead of having a bread roll, having some sushi for your lunch. So that's done, sushi. I was lured back by the bargain baked goods, so I got another bag of Turkish rolls. So we'll definitely be having soup one night now that I've bought those. And there was another bag of these iced sultana buns. It's actually not much of a bargain. That's $2.99 normally, and that was only $2. The good thing about these buns here is that they can just fit in the kids' lunch boxes. And when you're a family who normally just has baked goods made at home, I can tell you, my kids find it quite fun to have something that's bought in their lunchbox. So that's another $4 for those things. And seeing as I had money left over, I thought I'll just stock up. I don't know that we even have any yogurt at the moment. We're not really eating much of it. And it is it has been quite expensive. So that's $3.99 for each of those. Should better write on those, $1.59. So two of those together, that's $7.98. We haven't had tomato sauce for an age, so I got some tomato sauce. That's $1.69. I got some tinned beans because we have been having, I've got some leftover nacho, well not leftovers, I've got a pack of nacho chips that we didn't use from from my last shop, so we'll be able to use those beans in there. I do have some dried beans as well, so I'll dry beans, add a bit of Mexican chili spice mix, and then that will make it enough for all of us. I mean, along with other things, not just that, but that will make it enough beans for all of us. I've got some more tomatoes. So again, they're $1.05. I just thought, even though, like the other night when I didn't have any, I just thought, oh yeah, you can use fresh tomatoes. But it seems such a waste sometimes to add a nice fresh tomato into, I don't know, into a dish when it could just be a tin. I feel like a fresh tomato is more valuable than a tin of tomatoes. But that's just me. Maybe it's because I grow them and I feel like it takes me such a long time to do that. And then I got tons of these. So these are, I got 9 of these, SPC peaches sliced and tasty juice, good for baking, from Australia. So that's exciting. Better to have New Zealand, but if I can't have New Zealand, and I mean I could have New Zealand, they're there. Can I afford New Zealand? I don't reckon. These were 99 cents. So that's good value. So I've got plenty of them, and that will just, I'll make some muffins for the kids' lunches. Today I don't have work for another couple of hours, so I'm going to get in and make some nice muffins for their lunch tomorrow, and then I will put the rest just in the cupboard and we'll just use them as we, you know, kind of need them. But that felt like my best bargain of the day. So those all came to $8.91. So all up, that extra little shop came to $37.71. But I still wasn't finished, was I? Because I still had to get to New World. So let me pop that away. Make a bit of space. I won't get out all these cans just yet, because there's not a lot of room. Then what I went to New World to actually get, because I had looked on the grocer app and I knew that the toilet paper was a better price than at Pack and Save. So I went to get Earth Smart recycled toilet paper. And this was $5.99. So that's 50 cents less. So I didn't drive to the supermarket, I just walked because it's not far away from where I live. And I don't have much to carry. So it was just 2 little bags. So I got in total 3 more toilet papers. So, all going well, we normally use, we'd normally use 1 a week. So, with a bit of luck, that would last us the month. But the other thing I needed that was a better price at New World, according to the grocer app, and it did in fact pan out like that. This was better price at New World than Pack and Save, was some stock. So I've got veggie stock and chicken stock. I already have beef stock, so I didn't need to worry about that. So the veggie stock, they were $3.69 each. So those two were $7.38 and these were $7.38. So $3.69. So 1 for the cupboard and then 1 for the pantry. And then my very last thing, and this wasn't necessarily less at New World than Pack and Save, it's just that I had kind of forgotten that I needed to get it, was caster sugar. So that was $2.39. And I did that because I'm going to be making some quince paste. Well, I've never made it before, but my aim is to make some quince paste. I have some days off coming up, and that's what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to go and collect some quinces, and I'm going to have a go at making all sorts of quince products. And it said caster sugar, and quite often I just use the sugar that I have, but because I've never made it before, I thought, oh, just get what it says in the recipe. So $2.39, that will be, I think that's the only thing I would have to buy for this. Everything else, like the little bits and pieces that you need to make it, I have in the cupboard. So in total, those things came to $35.12. Now, if I look at my notes, I can tell you that all up this fortnight, I spent $208. Oh, I've forgotten one thing. And I also went to the bin and just got a little jar here of chocolate chips. And that's just to make, I don't know what that would be, probably be a bit over a cup. So I normally use half a cup per batch. So that will give me a couple of batches of chocolate chip biscuits. Again, variety is the spice of life. Rather than a peach muffin, maybe one day you have chocolate chip biscuit in your lunch and that feels nice. So I got that, and the reason is not that it's any cheaper at the bin, it's just because I can buy the quantity that I want. So this was $1.40. Now, all up, I can tell you, according to my list here, I've spent $208.80 this fortnight. And in total, I'm $113.80 over for the quarter so far. Eek. And that's going to obviously get worse because I'm going to, I've still got another shop to do for this month. But never mind, them's the breaks. I'm trying my very best. My family appreciate the effort that I'm putting into keeping this food budget under control. I feel like it was a decent kind of shop. It will stock up our cupboards a wee bit. Like for example, we're not going to use all the stock. We're not going to eat all the pasta. We're not going to eat all these buns over the fortnight. We won't eat all the peaches this fortnight. So there's a few things there that are just adding to the cupboards and adding to the general stock. So that's a really good thing. I'm happy with what I've got. I'm happy with what I've spent. I'm a little bit bummed that I am officially over my $100 a week budget though. So 113.8. So I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I guess it's like an extra $10 a week. So maybe that's making my average spend, if you did it over the quarter, 110. It's still not bad, don't get me wrong. I'm, generally happy, but when I set myself a goal, I want to reach it. And I also want to reach it for you guys, for everyone who is just trying to make this work. I really want to show how we can do it. So watch this space. I'm lucky I had that New World voucher. That has also made life a lot easier. But the amount I've spent off that voucher is also included in here. So it's not kind of hidden away. And that's part of the thing when you do YouTube or you do anything. You've got to have integrity, right? And you've got to put your hand up when things aren't going as planned. You can't just pretend that it's working out, because then I know someone at home will be thinking, oh my goodness, how are you doing that when I went to the supermarket and I bought all that same stuff and it cost more money? Ugh. Anyway, that's it. That's real life in Ōtautahi, Christchurch, New Zealand. That's how much it's costing me to feed my family of 4 this fortnight. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I look forward to catching up with you guys next time. Bye for now.